Alright folks, today is the 21st of July 2015 and the threes just keep coming like crazy. My favorite story from the Pan Am Games, like from today and yesterday and the last few days, is Laura Tseng, her full name, Love plus Love plus Love, won all 5 gold medals in gymnastics. In ribbon, hoop, ball, clubs, and the all-around. She won gold in every single one, and she's exactly 15 years of age this year, in the famous 2015, which adds to 15 times 15, the full birth name of the Queen. So remember, it's God's story, and God is 3 persons, and everything that happens is always maximum for the number 3. So you're just watching with your popcorn, just being like, here he goes again, round the clock, by the billions, just maximally glorifying himself through every single person, place, and thing of world history. But these performances by this young gymnast are just phenomenal. If you haven't watched them, you can watch all of them for free right now as I speak on YouTube. They're all posted in great resolution. So her name, Laura Zeng, Laura, Z-E-N-G, in 9 letters, divides by 3. But then her middle name is Yihan, Y-I-H-A-N, which divides by 3. In fact, it's 888 by the law of prime. I'm just going to tilt this camera up so I'm not too kind of chopping off my... Yeehaw! I love candid truth video. It's like, this is uncut. Oh, come on. I refuse to edit any video. It's all truth. It's like, what comes out, comes out. So, altogether, Laura... So her middle name is 57, triple of the 8th prime, 888. So altogether, Laura Yihan Tseng adds perfectly to 162 love plus love plus love. And you can find the 3 loves in her name if you want for homework. And that is why she is the star gymnast of rhythmic gymnastics at this Pan Am Games, which is like the king sporting event for the number 3 so far this year. Like Pan Am, 45. Games, 45. Triple of 15. The year, 15. 2015, when you speak it, is 15 times 15, the full birth name of the Queen, and she's exactly 15 years of age, and she won 5 gold medals. 5 is the 3rd prime. 15 is 3 times 5. And best of all, though, her full birth name is Love plus Love plus Love. Bing! Okay, because if a gymnast is a perfectionist, God is infinitely more the perfectionist. So you just have to accept that. Just wake up and realize that he's that good, and that he uses all people, all things, all names of everything that is named under the sun in all of world history to glorify himself. Because he's God. And he has to be that good. If it wasn't that good, we'd all be disappointed 10,000 years from now, worshiping him in heaven, saying, man, God got a 9.5 on that routine. That routine of world history, he got a 9.5. He didn't get a perfect 10. What a shame. Impossible. It's impossible for God to not be perfect. So, I encourage you to watch those movies, all 5 of them. Oh my goodness, folks, Christ calls it dying to self, so that you might live for his name. Okay? I consider how many countless hours this person and these people put in. Rhythmic gymnastics in particular is my pick. Rhythmic gymnastics divides by 3, adds to 2, 3, 4, really obvious for 3. And then, like I said, every word divides by 3. Hoop equals love. Clubs divides by 3. Ribbon divides by 3. Ball is half a love. And we solved the all around and all that stuff. But in my opinion, it's the event that is the most amazing, beautiful, surely absolutely painstaking in order to practice all those incredibly creative and flexible moves. Stunning. Just all these words is, just amazing. And in particular, it is more or less a very female competition. As far as female events go, it is so stunning. It is like the perfect expression of the female capability in particular, with flexibility, dance, all the ballet involved, the grace, the beauty, all the curves and everything that they use is just like so. Anyways, she swept the whole thing. 5 gold. 5 gold. And she's only 15. Like, that's the coolest part. But no, the coolest part of all is her full birth name is Love plus Love plus Love. So I encourage you to watch all 5 of her performances at the Pan Am Games on YouTube and just marvel at the perfection. And you'll just be saying, wow, like every single second. You're just like, oh man, I can't believe a 15-year-old is doing this before my very eyes. I can't believe a human, I can't believe anyone is doing this before my very eyes. Well, it's God's grace upon that person for His glory. Okay. And the way He takes the glory for everything is using numbers. That's just the way it is. He's that good. You can't call yourself a perfectionist unless you can prove it mathematically. So that's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. You better love numbers because God is nuts about numbers. Numbers are what show off the precision of God. When we watch the Pan Am Games, the Olympics, any sporting event, all the athletes care about fine numbers. Oh, did we shave off 0.1 of a point? Did we score higher? You know what I'm talking about. So that is a huge one. And then from a Canadian competitor standpoint, Andre DeGrasse, the Canadian sprinter, his name is stunning. For every component divides by 3. Andre DeGrasse with an E on the end of grass, as opposed to green grass. And it adds to 120 perfectly. And we already put it on the computer, and I painted it beautifully in terms of symmetry, beautiful colors for the number 3. And it's just so stunning. And it's just so amazing because the guy is so small and light compared to classic bravado macho sprinters that are like beefy, like, muscles are like inflated, like crazy. The guy weighs 159 pounds. Like, and he's much shorter than Usain Bolt. I believe he's 5'10". Like, he's less than 6 feet tall, 159 pounds. And he talks very casually, very humble. And I preached on this earlier, the 3s that God has ordained in his life. He ran a 9.75 wind-assisted time at the NCAA Championships in lane 3. Then he followed that with a personal best time in the 200 meter in lane 6. Hello, the first race, lane 3. The second race, which is double the distance of the 100 meter, is in lane 6. Double, hello, 3. You're just like, I tell you, once you know what God is up to, you just eating popcorn, saying, here it is again, here it is again, here it is again. The perfection of God playing out for His maximal glory, and you're a part of the story. But he is hoping to win 3 gold medals at this Pan Am Games. Just like Usain Bolt has won 3 gold medals twice at the Olympic Games. In the 100 meter, the 200 meter, and the 4x100 meter. Now, of course, the fact that he wins the 100 and the 200, that means he runs perfectly 300 meters, because 1 plus 2 equals 3. You just keep adding it up, and you're just like, woo! The angels are singing, like, holy, holy, holy is the Triune God. The whole earth is filled with His glory. And let's make that clear, the whole earth is filled with His glory. Okay? It's all about Him, and the word His and Him in 3 letters divide by 3. By the way, when you sing a hymn to God, H-Y-M-N, that divides by 3 also. So it all exists for Him. Every hymn exists for Him. The Triune God, God the Father, Jesus Christ the Son, and the Holy Ghost. 3 persons from eternity past. And the angels are watching all this. Okay, so back to Andre DeGrasse. I'm all over this one. He's a humble guy. It's like a David and Goliath story. And look at him. Like, look at his physique. He weighs 159 pounds for a champion sprinter. You're just like, this is too awesome. It's too brilliant. He's only 20 years old, which means he hasn't even reached his best yet. 20 years old and he ran a 9.75 100 meter? That's just barely with wind assistance over the max. At age 20. And he's 159 pounds. By the way, 159 divides by 3 as well. Add that one to the party. So many, like I heard a commentator in track estimate that a lot of people say he's maybe at like 80% of his peak athletic prowess for his career, which if I do a calculation on 80%, so to speak, and he's already run a 9.75 at the age of 20, this little guy, compared to Usain Bolt, could potentially run faster than Usain Bolt in the next 5 years. I'm just saying, no matter what happens, it's already a stunning three-fest like crazy, and it's already stunningly awesome, okay? So, crazy. He won his heat this morning, you know, at a time of 10:06, and that was with a, you know, a rather just slow start. In the heats, they obviously don't pull out all the stops, but it's the name. It's the name that's everything. So on his chest, DeGrasse divides by 3. Toronto, 2015. Nike, 39. You know, the whole nine. Or Canada, most of all, 24 AAA. But no, it's the personal birth name. Okay. And so you, if God ordains you to get married and have children, you name them mathematically, intentionally, perfectly, in the name of love, to the glory of the Triune God. Absolutely. Absolutely. Consider this. It's all about Jehovah's name. Well, if you literally call your children after Jehovah, like all the people of the Bible did, nearly every single person mentioned in the Bible is named something about Jehovah, like Elijah. It's like, he's like Elohim plus Jehovah and slams together in one name, Elijah. God, Jehovah. Jehovah is God. And God, sovereign over the English language and all of world history, Elijah, in 6 letters, divides by 3. Composed of 2 letters that divide by 3, 2 letters that are plus 2, and 2 letters that are plus 3. It's too obvious for the Triune God. Well, now you have the blessed privilege of being on the inside track at this point in history. And you can partner with what God has been doing for thousands of years and say, you know what, honey, we're going to name all of our children mathematically, beautifully, to the glory of the Trinity. They're all going to have the middle name Love. All their names are going to divide by 3. They're going to be beautifully chain-linked and bookended with 3s. And they're going to, every time they write their name, every time they say their name, it's going to be stunningly beautiful for the glory of the Trinity. Absolutely. And you tell people everywhere you go. We named them intentionally for the glory of Jehovah, who is 3 persons. Anytime you give glory to the Triune God, God is pleased. And when God is pleased, He does amazing things in your life. You know, it's just like, God is love. Write love on everything. Name your companies Love. Give your children love. Name your daughter Love. God will bless that decision. The more times you're talking about love and thinking about love, if you name your children in ways that make them think about Jehovah and make other people think about Jehovah, it's all about mind share. God wants to be worshipped. He wants to be thought about. He wants to be known. Well, name your children in such a way that in the history books, it all makes people think about the Triune God and point to Him maximally. Why would you do anything less than maximum? You got nothing to lose. It cost your wife 9 months to give birth to that child. You, sir, can work on a name for less than a few weeks. It's not that difficult. Okay. But believe me, it does take care to make it really, really awesome. And man, you can make these things long. Anyways. So, back to our story of amazing things at the Pan Am Games. So I like Andre DeGrasse. Pay attention to that story. There's an obvious 3-fest unfolding there. He's in 3 events at this Games, and his full birth name is just stunning. I love the water skier. We got a Canadian water skier. Man, I got to get better at memorizing all these names. McLean, her last name. I talked about in the previous video. Just an amazing story. She was a water skier since she was a baby, practically. We solved a bunch of terms for the Triune God in that story. That's a wonderful story. Rhythmic gymnastics. Laura Yihan Zhang. Love plus love plus love. To me, that was the star of the show so far. Those 5 performances, like, I'm sorry, but, you know, there's a lot of events that are obviously very disciplined, very repetitive, but they're very repetitive. But she came up with 5, like, unique routines, or I don't know how the all-around is classified. I guess it's forgive my ignorance, I gotta brush up on this, but it's like, to be able to do all those unique moves, set to music, uniquely, and you got all these risks involved with like throwing balls and like ribbons everywhere, and like, you gotta catch things perfectly. Like, there's so much risk involved, so much faith involved, so much confidence involved. And the rehearsal and the practice, and you know, these people practice by themselves. They don't, you know, they're not socializing. It's just like, to me, Laura Yahin Zhang's 5 gold medals in gymnastics is one of the most impressive gems in every way at this Pan Am Games thus far. Stunning beyond reason. I can preach on any major thing that's happened. Like, you know, when Canada beat the USA in baseball in that crazy finish that involved what, class? Oh, an overthrow. Not one overthrow, but 2 overthrows. The first at first base, 1. The second at third base, 3. The 3 and 1, the Triune God. Do the math on overthrow. Over divides by 3. Throw divides by 3. Who made the overthrow? Oh, the pitcher. Do the math on his name. Jeff, whatever his last name is. Do the math. It's like perfect for 3s. God is sovereign. Okay? God is sovereign. It's just that simple. And the word bunt. You know, the most humble thing you can do in baseball is bunt. Well, bunt divides by 3. Bunt. It's just like, remember the home run derby? Home run derby. Derby equals love. Composed of 9 plus 18 plus 27 in order. DE9, R18, BY27. Love. Go to the home run derby with your son or your daughter and just have some bonding time. It's all about love. All of it, because God is love. You make that connection? It's all about God. Everything. Everything for all time is all about God. And God is love. Therefore, it's all about love. And that's why we find love, the number of love, and even the letters of love many times in all the words and phrases of world history. And it's stunning where you find it. Beautiful, symmetrical, bookended, letters that do and don't divide by 3, all sorts of patterns. For example, a velodrome, the place where they have a cycling track. Okay? Cycling track divides by 3, but it takes place in a velodrome. Well, the first 4 letters of velodrome are love. V-E-L-O. L-O and the V-E, they just swap places. Here's L-O-V-E, oh, velodrome. Ah, now you're understanding the English language. And now you're excited about your English dictionary. You're like, where else are we going to find L-O-V-E in the English language? Well, take a look at the brand Chevrolet. It is a sponsor of the Pan Am Games. Love is spelled backwards in Chevrolet. And then amazingly, but not surprisingly, as I always say, the rest of the letters in trident position make a second love. Chevrolet equals love plus love, composed of these letters that equal love, and then the letters of love itself spelled backwards, L-O-V-E, in between. Love plus love equals worship. By the way, it equals Corvette, their most famous car, the Chevrolet Corvette. Chevrolet equals Corvette equals Chrysler, the car that I drive. And Chrysler you can slice in half to get love to the left and love to the right. That's how he does it. That is simply how God does it. That's how he takes the glory for everything under the sun in all of world history. These are the truths. Everything and everyone you've ever imagined has a name. And every name has a number. And all the numbers are perfectly pointing to God. And, best of all, grade 1 children can do the math. It's the perfect game. Easy to learn, lifetime to master. Any game creator knows that a good game is something that's easy to learn, but it's a lifetime to master. So everyone can do the math on the fact that God is equals love. But now you can accumulate and see the whole story of God on all of Wikipedia, on all the YouTube, the videos we have, and all the sharing mechanisms, and all the names of everything, and Google, and the internet, and you can solve everything. It's a mathematician's dream. It's a problem solver's dream world. Pick up something, solve it. For the Trinity, you'll squeeze so much out of it, it's not even funny. Travel through time, travel through world history, go to the roots of the origins of the most big companies on earth, and you'll get the most juice. The best juice is always in the beginning, always in the root of anything. Because that's where the humble beginning is, and that's where, remember how Jesus always gets the first fruits? The Bible talks about God always getting the first fruits. Well, go to the beginning point of anything that is in world history. And check the numbers on the person who started it. Okay? For example, the Walt Disney Company provides a lot of joy for a lot of children worldwide. And Disneyland is a place of happiness for a lot of people. Well, who's the root of that company, Disney? Well, his name is Walter Elias Disney, which adds perfectly to 201, 888 by the law of prime, to the glory of Jesus equals 888. It's the exact same value of the full birth name of the first man on the moon, Neil Alden Armstrong, and all the rest of it. Okay, so that's how it works. It's that simple. And now, if you are listening to the sound of my voice, you have the blessed blessing of being on the inside track. If you're going to give birth to children, you can name them purposefully to the glory of the Triune God. And especially focus on love. Because God leads us to find love in all the words and phrases that we saw in world history and all the names of people. Like Miss Gold Medalist at age 15. Are you kidding me? 5 gold medals at age 15. Watch the performances yourself. This is not hocus pocus. This is not airy-fairy. This is not, dare I say, Disney-Wisney. This is real. She's in living color. She actually pulled off perfection before our very eyes. Why? Because her full birth name is love plus love plus love. And so God pours out the grace upon her life, gives her the coach, gives her the tools, gives her the discipline, gives her the food, gives her the gyms, gives her the environments, gives everyone involved in order to allow her to have this 5 gold medal performance that is so stunning in perfect time at the Toronto 2015 Pan Am Games. So that it's all for God. But, do you see the key? The key is that her full birth name is love plus love plus love. So that the Triune God, who is love, is perfectly glorified when she pulls off a 5 gold medal performance. If that doesn't get you excited to have kids and to name them gloriously to the glory of the Triune God in the name of who is love, there's nothing else to say. God wants lots of kids. And I see this all adding up perfectly with the heart of God. Remember, the first commandment out of God's mouth to mankind, both before and after the flood, first to Adam and Eve, then to Noah and his sons, be fruitful and multiply. Literally, have a ton of kids. I want a ton of kids, God says. Okay? Speaking of which, God is sovereign in our lives. And today, while walking along, just as I was coming out of Routley Park, which adds to love plus love plus love, on the way home, I saw this beautiful shiny reflector sitting on the ground, on the concrete, on the way home. And why was that there? And why did I pick this up? Well, because reflector divides by 3. If you can't accept the sovereignty of God in the fact that He ordained you to pick up a reflector off the sidewalk today, then you cannot rise to the level of the sovereignty of God when your first child dies in an accident and you think it was all wrong. Okay? God is sovereign in every detail of in my life and all of our lives. So the fact that I picked up a reflector off the street today, God ordained it in the name of love. Do the math on reflector. It divides by 3. Okay? In fact, there's only 3 letters in reflector that do not divide by 3, T-E-E, which add to 30 perfectly. The rest of the letters all divide by 3, so find love in reflector. RF plus T is 54 equals love. The rest of the letters all divide by 3. It adds perfectly to 102, which is the first 3-digit number that divides by 3. 3-digit all factor 8 to the glory of Jesus equals 8 at 8. That's why I picked up this reflector today. That's why it was sitting in my path, so I could come home and preach on this. And if you look closely at a reflector, it's made of pure hexagons, which are composed of pure triangles. I have no idea if the video camera will be able to pick up that level of detail. It should be able to. You can see the hexagons there, and they're actually triangles there. See them? Triangles. 6 triangles per hexagon, and then even when you tilt it like this, there they are. That's what a reflector is. It's pure triangles to the glory of the Trinity. Pure triangles. Pure 3s. Just like snowflakes are pure 3s. Every single one of them. Okay? So I'm saying, if you can't see the glory of the Triune God in a reflector on the ground of the street, you'll never see the glory of God in your own child. It's pretty serious. You have to understand God's sovereignty and His love in every single thing. Speaking of finding humble things on the ground that glorify the Trinity, similar thing happened just the day before. A bottle lid. Bottle plus lid knit together to divide by 9 in 9 letters. I believe it adds to 99. So here's a bottle lid, which I picked up off the ground. It was actually face down, so I didn't know what was written on it. And I picked it up and turned it over, and lo and behold, it says Mike's. Well, do the math on Mike's. That divides by 3. And then don't forget the bonus R for copyright on the end. MK 24. ES 24. Plus I bumps it up to 57. That's 888 by the law of prime to the glory of Jesus equals 8. If you want, now add the R, you get 75. The whole thing divides by 3. Mike's. And then bottle lid in 9 letters divides by 9. Metal divides by 3. So a metal bottle lid divides by 3. Done. Done. That's why it happened. I was taking a walk, saw it lying on the ground, picked it up, did the math on Mike's, and now here I am preaching on it to the glory of the Trinity. So if you don't accept the sovereignty of God in picking up a humble bottle lid off the ground, you'll never be able to accept the sovereignty of God when your first child dies in an accident by His will. Okay? It's like Job said in the Bible, Jehovah gave, and Jehovah hath taken away. Blessed be the name of Jehovah. In all these things it says, Job did not charge Jehovah with wrong. It is impossible to charge God with wrong, because God is perfect. That seems to be like the simplest thing you should do your whole life, is never charge God with wrong, because that's just foolishness. He's never wrong. Okay? Only worship, only give thanks, only trust, and only rejoice in who God is. I was just meditating on the fact that all of my hope is in Jehovah only. Do the math on the word only. Awesome word. It divides by 3. The N and the Y, 39. The L and the O, 27. Only, I believe, equals happy, equals blessed. 3 points less than Jehovah. It's too obvious. Jehovah only. What are you putting your trust in? Are you putting your trust in yourself? Or are you putting your trust in Jehovah only? Only. For everything, for every part of your life, saying, I trust Jehovah's love so much that it overrides all of my weakness, all of my blindness, all of my confusion, all of my unmaturity as I currently sit in this present moment in life. I am so full of love, in the love of Jehovah, and trusting in His extreme love and power and ability, that I don't even worry about myself anymore. Okay, so any other gems? Oh yeah, now I got to tell the story about what happened when I went to Lazy Boy Furniture the other day. Because remember, we had that shocking revelation that Lazy Boy is triple 27. 27 for A plus Z, 27 for L plus O, and 27 for B plus Y. 6 letters divides by 3. The number of strokes divides by 3. Don't forget your bonus R on the end, which divides by 9, just like Lazy Boy is 81. So Lazy Boy is 81, 9 times 9. Add the R, which is double 9. Lazy Boy R equals 99. Like, there are king brands, and then there are like glaringly king brands, and Lazy Boy is one of them. They've been around for almost 100 years now. Get into the history. You'll get excited. It was founded by two cousins whose first name equals the same thing. It's God. It's just God. He's a perfectionist. He's better than any author you've ever read. You know, there's some pretty intelligent authors out there. You know, by the way, J.R.R. Tolkien, Christian, The Lord of the Rings, by Divine Ordinance. Unknown to J.R.R. Tolkien at the time. Jesus equals Aragorn, the hero of the story. And who does he get married to at the end? Arwen, which equals church. Sovereignty of God. Jesus gets married to the church. When all this time as we know it runs out. Aragorn, the hero of Lord of the Rings, gets married to Arwen. Arwen equals church. Jesus equals Aragorn equals Messiah equals the king. Do the math yourself. It'll take you less than 20 seconds to do the math. And grade 1 children can do the math. The whole point is the finding. Finding. Haha. The hunt. Haha. The joy of the hunt. But Lazy Boy, founded by two cousins, so you go to the root of it. One was Edwin, the other one is like Edward or something Ed. They both start with EDW, really easy. Edwin and Edward probably. Well, Edward. Yeah, it's Edwin and Edward because I just did the math on the numbers. There you go. Nice way of memorizing things. And getting the spelling right too. Both their names equal 55. 55, when you speak it out of your mouth, 50 divides by 3. 5 divides by 3. And 5 is, of course, the third prime. Good night. So, back to Lazy Boy. Their slogan divides by 3. Live life comfortably. And then add the R for bonus points. Live divides by 3. Life is plus 2. Comfortably is plus 1. Comfort divides by 3. And then the A and the B make 3. The L divides by 3, and then this Y gets married with the E at the end of life. So the two final letters in these big words get married to make 30 points perfectly. It's too beautiful. Live life comfortably. Lazy Boy. And now I got to tell you the personal story of what I experienced when I went in there. The person that I met with, her first name is Leona, which equals 47, which adds perfectly to Derek, to make 90 perfectly. Now this is the 5th person that God, total stranger, that God has ordained me to meet in the past month or even less, that had a first name. It actually might be a little bit more because I met Sarah at Trinity Western University probably over a month ago now. But these are the names that all add to 47. My first name, Derek, adds to 43. 47 plus 43 is 2 perfect puzzle pieces that come together to make 90 perfectly for the number 3. Remember, the word king in Hebrew is 90, composed of 3 letters that are 40 plus 30 plus 20, centered around the 3, the 30. Okay? 90 is king for 3, for the Triune God. So, Mr. Derek, Mr. 43, runs into, by God's ordinance, a 47. And the two of us connected to make 90. But this has happened, so these are the names. Sarah, S-A-R-A-H. Okay. And Sarah, it's together with Derek. She was a student at Trinity Western University. She was standing behind a pro-life display. And I commented to her amazingly that my mother was advised to abort me as a child. I'm the third of 5 children, third prime children. My mother had people tell her that she should get an abortion, partially for, financial purposes or something. But she didn't. And I shared that story with Sarah, who was standing in the pro-life booth, and I even shared the numbers revelations that I was receiving and how all these things divide by 3 and stuff. She's one of the first people that ever listened extremely patiently. Just by way of review, just as one example of how beautiful Sarah knits together with Derek. Okay. The R at the dead center of both of our names divides by 3. The A knits together with an E flanking to make 6. Then the S and the K cross braid to make 30, and the D and the H cross braid to make 12. So you can literally cross braid every letter of the A and E here, the A and E here, and the 2 R's at the dead center divided by 3. Sarah plus Derek equals 90 perfectly, with stunning linkage. And then Rachel equals 47 at Cactus Club Cafe, Christian bartender who I met there. Doug, who I also met there, and then again I ran into him by just out of the blue, at Living Waters Church in Fort Langley, and at the same time I ran into the pastor there whose name is also Doug. 2 Dougs in one day. Too obvious. And then my best friend in high school was John Boucher. John equals 47 as well. And now, lo and behold, when I go to Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, I am met instantly by Leona, and I have the card here to prove it. This is what she gave me because she walked me through, there's her name, Leona, equals 47, and she walked me through, you know, just all my questions, and you know, just gave me a ton of information and helped me out and chatted and, you know, did all the good things to help someone out and be a sales associate and all that. Or a design consultant is the name there. And so, like all those names, so Sarah plus Derek, 90. Rachel plus Derek, 90. Doug plus Derek, 90. And then there were 2 Dougs on one day. And now Leona plus Derek, 90. And then John. I've had many Johns in my life. But my best friend in high school, John Boucher, John plus Derek, 90. Now, amazingly, while I was at the Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, now this is where I actually solved the word furniture for the first time. When you find love in the word furniture, oh, it's still on the board here. Find love in the word furniture, the 3 center letters plus the bookends equals love perfectly, and then you got the U and the R left over, doubled in symmetrical positions that both divide by 3, 21, 18, 21, 18. It's too obvious. And that's where I first got it. So I'm just going to pick it up a bit. So chair divides by 3, recliner divides by 3, collection divides by 3. So Lazy Boy, recliner, collection divides by 3. Okay. And then Lazy Boy Incorporated divides by 3. I love solving tiny little gems. Oh, the C for copyright. C equals 3. Sometimes they use an R, which divides by 3. The year 2015, when you speak it, divides by 3. Lazy Boy Incorporated, all divides by 3. But on a personal note, the official name of the chair that it's mind-blowing. The chair that fit me the best. You talk about a Cinderella glass slipper story. Okay, like I've been sharing with you gems, you know, about companies and stuff that are outside my personal experience, like actually going into this place and just wondering what Jehovah is going to play out here. Well, so I head towards the recliner section at the end of the store, because I know that's the root of the Lazy Boy company, is the recliner, the Lazy Boy chair. So I go to the recliner section, and you know, being a single person as well, it's like, no, I'm get a nice recliner, single person. So I just arrived in the recliner section, and I'm just starting to walk through the chairs, and Leona comes walking up to me right away, and we make eye contact, and we just start talking about my interests and you know, what I might be looking for and what I can potentially try out and all these things. But she led me basically straight to the one recliner that fits me the best, and it's the biggest. I'm a tall guy, but it is. It's got the widest arms, it's got the tallest back, it's got a footrest that extends, you know, an extra, it has a separate extent, it pushes out extra so that I got long legs, so I can just have that extra length there. This is the name of it. The name of it is so shocking, because it divides by 3. And it starts with C, which is 3. It's called the Crandell Recliner Rocker. R. Recliner. Talk about a love fest. 3 R's equals love perfectly. R divides by 3, but when you put 3 of them together, that's 18 plus 18 plus 18 equals 54 equals love. But this is disturbing. Like, this is literally... So, every word starts with a letter that divides by 3. Crandell Recliner Rocker. Recliner knits together with rocker to divide by 3. I can check that. K and E are plus 2, and then E is plus 2. The rest of the letters here divide by 3. I and A is 24, and all these letters divide by 3. It's really easy to check these things. So Recliner Rocker, which is one of the most famous brands in Lazy Boy. Like, it was huge for their success. Then this word all by itself, it's called the Crandell. This divides by 3 all by itself. Look at this thing. Now, it's kind of black here, see there, I guess it's, now it was in a nice dark brown leather, and brown divides by 3 and leather divides by 3. But it's very wide. It's a nice wide seat so that when you spread your arms on the armrest, it really relaxes your shoulders because you've got that spreading of your arms, and it's easy, you fall asleep in there. Okay. So what does Crandell add to? It's 15, it's 33, 36 plus 9, 45, plus 24 is, oh, Crandell equals Jehovah. It actually does. Do the math yourself. Crandell equals Jehovah. I'm telling you, this is like the king's seat of Lazy Boy. And it just seemed like God ordained me to go straight there. And it does fit me the best, more than, so I'm telling you, it's kind of like a Cinderella glass slipper story. It's like, which chair, which recliner in the entire Lazy Boy furniture gallery actually did fit Derek the best? Oh, well, Leona plus Derek, you know, we went there together, and she knows because she works there. And it's the Crandell equals Jehovah. It's like, I am married to Jehovah. He is my God. We are in a covenant, eternal relationship in Christ. So Crandell equals Jehovah. So, and similar to Jehovah, you can find love by popping off 15, the A and N in the center, similar to Jehovah, and the rest equals love. In fact, you can get the two 27s very easily. The R and the DE is 27 number 1. The C and the LL, the bookends, if you will, is 27 number 2. That's 27 plus 27 equals love, wrapping, or 15, just like Jehovah in his personal name. You're going to want to run to your nearest Lazy Boy store and try out the Crandell. And be like, in the name of the living God, I'm here to see and feel the glory of God among men. And when you sit in that seat, you will feel the comfort. And comfort divides by 3. God is the God of all mercies and comfort. Mercies divides by 3. Comfort divides by 3. Comforting, of course. Comforted divides by 3. You know? Compassionate divides by 3. God, the God of all mercies and the God of all comfort. Mercies and comfort both divide by 3. That's the motto of Lazy Boy, live life comfortably. Do you need therapy? The word therapy perfectly matches the word Jehovah. With the center letter dividing by 3, and then the pairwise letters moving out divide by 3 with 7 letters in total. What does therapy add to again? You can do the math yourself. 24 plus 24, 48 plus, I think it's 93. Yeah. But it perfectly matches Jehovah in its design. Crandell equals Jehovah. Recliner, rocker, R, recliner. Live life comfortably. Like everything. Everything from the top of this. See how the brand is at the top. So Lazy Boy equals 27, 27, 27 R. Live life comfortably divides by 3. Crandell, recliner, rocker, recliner. Pure 3s. And then you look at this chair physically, and just the 3s jump out at you. Of course, there's 3 sections to each chair: the back, the base, and the front. We sit down, 1, 2, 3. And then there's 1, 2, 3 poofs there, and then you got the left, the right, the center, and crazy. And then whether you get the, so you can pick a cover type. Every word divides by 3, cover and type. You can either get fabric or leather. Fabric and leather both divide by 3. Soft divides by 3, of course. Delivery is $99.99. Because 99, when you speak it, divides by 3. The number is a triple of 33s. Now you know why there's so many 99s in this universe. It's because every single time someone says 99, the word 90 in text divides by 3, and the word 9 in text divides by 3. My last name is Kubi. If there ends up being a Kubi as an athlete with the number 9 on the back of their shirt, Kubi equals 39, 9 equals 42, Kubi plus 9, and 4 plus 4 letters equals 9 times 9. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Delivery. 99.99. And we throw our money at that 99 because it just feels so perfect. It is perfect. When it comes to comfort, Crandell doesn't mess around. Literally, let me say this sentence again. I'm reading the description. Well, the word description divides by 3. When it comes to comfort, Jehovah doesn't mess around. Because Crandell equals Jehovah. If God wants you comfortable, oh yeah, He can make you really comfortable. He'll say, here you go, son. Best chair in the world. Air conditioned. Electric powered. Soft. Squishy. Footrest. Kick back and sleep in the name of Jesus. Courtesy of Lazy Boy, who is owned by God. Now the question is, what would happen if every single person on earth, or at least in my country, Canada to begin with, or any large population of people were filled with love and filled with the Holy Ghost and all this knowledge? We'd have so much sharing going on that everyone would have a lot of comfort and joy and friends in their lives. Okay, so back to our story. Just look at this. Cushions divides by 3. Deep cushions divides by 3. Generous proportions. Yeah. And of course it's all about the word relax. Relax, the letters that do divide by 3 equal love perfectly. Made in America, in 3 words, divides by 3. Wow. America will love that one. Do the math yourself. In 3 words, made in America divides by 3. Lazy boy. Made in America. Let's do the math right now. Made in America. Adds living in is 18 plus 27 plus 6, 33, 60, 66, 69, it's 9, 78, 96. 96. Made in America adds to 96 perfectly, which divides by 24, 888. It's 4 of them. So now you can say lazy boy made in America, and I can add 81 to that 96, and you're up to 177, which divides by 3. With U.S. and imported parts. The American Chiropractic Association. Yep, even that divides by 3. So this product is endorsed by the American Chiropractic Association, which in 3 words divides by 3. I just checked it. You can do it yourself. And there's a C at the center, which equals 3, and an A plus a C plus an A equals 5, which is the 3rd prime in 3 letters. So we've just solved the American Chiropractic Association, including the logo and the acronym. Genius. And the word endorse divides by 3 as well. So the root endorse divides by 3. So endorsing, endorsed, and endorses divides by 3. So say it with me now. Association, or American Chiropractic Association endorsed. And you just said a perfect 3 best to the glory of the Trinity. Remember, Jesus is the CEO. I'm telling you the secret of the universe right now. God owns everything. And if He wants me to instantly, right now, have one of these chairs in my own home, He can make it happen. If He doesn't want that for this exact time, it won't happen. Perfect. I trust His sovereignty. But God owns everything. and he makes sure that he always gets the glory for everything using the numbers. He's three persons. He's the CEO. He created all. So look at that. Don't you love seals of quality? Made in America. ACA endorsed. American Chiropractic Association. Bam! Just, you know, the stamp with the seal. Bam! The word stamp divides by 3. You're just like, boom! You have been validated by the King of the Universe. And validated and endorsed both divide by 3. And stamped divides by 3. So, I want this product endorsed, validated, stamped. 1, 2, 3 words that divide by 3. Made in America. You know, oh man, I want to see more products made in America. It just rolls off your tongue so well. By the way, the famous 3 Fest made in China divides by 3 like beautifully. I think it adds to 1 on 1 perfectly. Like it's really obvious. Made in America is 96, which is 15 points less. Both divided by 3. It's just too perfect. But so made